Recent discoveries of buried secrets were made by scientists studying the Amazon rainforest. But what might they be? These recently discovered secrets buried deep beneath the ancient rainforest may hold the key to solving long-standing puzzles about its astounding biodiversity and complex nature. Wall of Termite Mounds. A 62-mile-long wall of termite mounds was found by Amazon rainforest researchers. This amazing discovery has sparked many issues and expanded our knowledge of Amazon ecosystems. Approximately 4,000 years old, the mounds are 10 feet tall and 30 feet broad. Termites dug tunnels and piled earth on top to build them. In the Amazon jungle, the termite mound wall is 62 miles or 100 kilometers long, frightening and mysterious. Termite mounds are joined to create a barrier-like wall. Termite mounds are built using earth, saliva, and feces for strength. The termites on the mounds are a newly classified variety called Amazonesis termitus. Unique behaviors and mound-building processes help these termites develop their massive edifice. The natural world relies on termite mound walls to distribute nutrients and water and shelter numerous creatures. It respects species flexibility, harming local flora and wildlife. Researchers have presented many explanations about how this amazing termite mound wall formed. One theory is that termites work together to build a barrier against predators or environmental hazards. Another notion is that the wall helps the termite colony navigate or mark its territory. The size and structure of this termite mound wall tests termite behavior and mound building theories. It illuminates the complicated relationship between termites and their habitat, revealing their flexibility and tenacity in the Amazon rainforest. This massive termite mound wall is being studied for its composition, structure, and ecological effects. Scientists are also investigating its relationships to other natural occurrences and Amazonian ecology. The Boiling River. Water in Peru's Shanay Tempushka, or Boiling River, may reach 200 degrees Fahrenheit across 4 miles. Thermophilic bacteria and algae living in the geothermal river. Any animals or plants that fall into the river are immediately boiled or dissolved. The river winds through the vibrant and lonely Peruvian Amazon jungle near Mayantuyuku, about 4 miles, 6.4 kilometers. Hot river temperatures are caused by geothermal activity. Geothermal vents or chambers under the Earth's surface release gases that heat the boiling river. Most aquatic species cannot survive the river's severe temperatures. The river's hot water prevents biodiversity, producing a unique, the natural world. The indigenous inhabitants of the area value the river, notably Ashaninka, shamanic treatment. They believe in the river's mystical and therapeutic powers. The Andean volcanic belt may impact the boiling river's thermal activity and cause geothermal characteristics. Andres Russo's Boiling River study and expedition garnered worldwide notice. He was the first contemporary scientist to explore the river's geological and geothermal secrets. Tourism is driving attempts to safeguard the boiling river and its habitat. This unusual geological phenomenon and the area's sensitive wildlife are protected by conservation efforts. The boiling river's severe circumstances enable researchers to examine extremophiles, organisms that thrive in extreme settings, and learn about life's potential in hard situations. Anaconda species. A new anaconda species was discovered in 1936. The 4-meter-long Eunectes benicis, first described in 2002 from Bolivia's northeastern Amazon province and later found in the flood zones of Pando province, was initially thought to be a hybrid of green and yellow anacondas, but later identified as a distinct species. Several anaconda species live in the Amazon and neighboring areas. Each anaconda species in Eunectes has unique traits. Main Amazonian anaconda species. Green anacondas are the world's biggest and heaviest snakes. The Amazon and other South American regions are its home. Green anacondas are the top predators in their habitat because of their size and constriction strength. The yellow anaconda, Eunectes notaeus, is a species found in the Amazon basin and other South American locations. It is sometimes known as the Paraguayan anaconda. Despite being smaller than the green anaconda, the yellow is a strong snake. Learn about the lesser-known dark-spotted anaconda, Eunectes deschonecile, commonly known as the Deschonensis anacondae. Unlike other anacondas, it was discovered in the western Amazon basin lately. The Amazon's most researched anacondas are these 3. Lost city of the ancient Inca civilization. A group of explorers and archaeologists said in 2011 that they had discovered the remnants of the lost city of the Andes Highlands, close to the Bolivian and Peruvian borders. The Paititi settlement was thought to be the final Inca stronghold before the Spanish invasion. Numerous structures, temples, plazas, fortresses, as well as artifacts made of gold and silver may be found there. At its peak, who resided in Machu Picchu? For the first time, a new study, which was just published in the journal Science Advances, uses ancient DNA to reveal the origins of laborers who were buried beneath the long-lost Inca Empire more than half a millennium ago. The Inca Empire included the city of Machu Picchu. It is frequently referred to as the Lost City since the Spanish did not find it when they overthrew the Incas in the 1500s. The city of Machu Picchu was not very big. There were most likely just around 1,000 residents. It was perhaps a city that housed the Inca royalty, priests, and servants. Rediscovery. Explorer Hiram Bingham made a new discovery of the city in July 1911. Pablito Alvarez, a young local, took him there. The Lost City of the Incas is a book that Hiram authored about the place. The city was selected as one of the new 7 wonders of the world and is now a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The Intihuatana was one of Machu Picchu's holy buildings. The Incas thought that this stone edifice held the sun steady and kept it traveling in the right direction. These stones were previously found all across the Inca Empire, but the Spanish destroyed the majority of them. The distance to Cusco, the Inca Empire's capital, is around 50 miles. Even while we often picture Machu Picchu as being high in the Andes, it is really around 3,300 feet lower than Cusco. In the Quechua language of the Incas, Machu Picchu is translated as Old Peak or Old Mountain. The city has around 140 structures and more than 100 flights of stone stairs. A stone route from Cusco to Machu Picchu was constructed by the Inca. This path is still often hiked nowadays by tourists who are visiting Machu Picchu. Within the Amazon rainforest, the Inca civilization did not build any sizable towns or constructions. The notable towns and magnificent structures, which include well-known locations like Machu Picchu, Sacsayhuaman, Ollantaytambo, and Choqquequirao, were mostly found in the Andes Mountains in South America. Due to its difficult terrain, thick foliage, and disease-carrying insects, the Amazon rainforest was not an important center for Inca civilization growth. Caqueta titi monkeys. This new species, Callicebus caquetensis, is one of the 20 species of titi monkey which all live in the Amazon basin. The babies have an endearing trait. When they feel very content, they purr towards each other, explains scientist Thomas Steffler. Discovered relatively recently in 2010, these beautiful and fascinating monkeys are now critically endangered due to the massive deforestation that is occurring in Colombia for palm oil and other commodities. Caqueta titi monkeys have been observed in disturbed humid tropical lowland forest fragments on terra firma, Delfer et al. 2010, Garcia et al. 2010, often surrounded by the pasture lands in low swampy land, Moynihan 1976. This species is listed as critically endangered because of the population decline, suspected to be more than 80% over 24 years, 3 generations. Due to a reduction in the area of occupation caused by extensive ranching and illegal crop cultivation, and the causes of the reduction have certainly not stopped. Many of the new discoveries are believed to be endemic to the Amazon rainforest and are found nowhere else in the world. This makes them even more vulnerable to rainforest destruction that occurs every minute across the Amazon. A fungus that turns ants into zombies. The fungus that transforms ants into zombies is an intriguing and horrifying natural phenomenon. The parasitic fungus known as Ophiocordyceps unilateralis is the most well-known example of this. A parasitic fungus called Phenomenon unilateralis infects ants and colonizes their brains. The fungus causes the ants to ascend to a tall spot on the plant, where they bite down and perish. After that, the fungus emerges from the ant's head and exudes spores that infect further ants. The Amazon rainforest contains various areas where the fungus has been discovered. A parasitic fungus known as Ophiocordyceps unilateralis predominantly affects the Campotonini tribe of ants. Tropical rainforests, especially the Amazon jungle, contain it. When the fungus's spores adhere to an ant host, the life cycle of the organism starts. This may occur if an ant comes into touch with spores on plants or the forest floor. After being connected, the spores begin to grow and break through the ant's exoskeleton to infect it. When the fungus begins to develop within the ant's body, the fungus starts to influence the ant's behavior as it spreads. An unusual behavior is shown by the infected ants, which are sometimes referred to as zombie ants, by taking over the ant's central nervous system. The fungus forces it to abandon its colony and climb trees. The ant is then coaxed into biting down on a leaf or twig to anchor itself. The The fungus keeps growing after the ant is rendered immobile and finally bursts through the ant's body. The rear of the ant's head develops into a stalk-like structure that distributes fresh spores throughout the surrounding area. These spores land on the forest floor and may spread to other ants that are nearby. Scientists who are researching parasitism, behavior modification, and host pathogen interactions are quite interested in this phenomenon. Additionally, it emphasizes the astounding variety and complexity of tropical ecosystems such as the Amazonian rainforest. Ophiocordyceps unilateralis' existence in the Amazon highlights how delicately balanced rainforest ecosystems are, with even the tiniest species playing crucial roles. Humpback whale. On an island close to the entrance of the Amazon River in Brazil, a baby humpback whale was discovered dead on Friday. In 2019, researchers are looking into how it killed and why it was so distant from their migratory routes. A baby humpback whale washed up on a lonely wooded island in the Amazon River on Friday, shocking marine researchers in Brazil who expected it to have already traveled hundreds of kilometers to Antarctica. The whale was discovered by members of the conservation organization Bicho d'Água after they followed vultures that were circling a mangrove in the Amazonian island of Marojo. Scientists discovered the dead humpback whale, which was around 26 feet long and tangled in dense vegetation about 50 feet from the coast. Government representatives in Para, a state of northern Brazil, informed regional news organizations that it had been dead for at least a few days. Although it's believed that tens of thousands of humpback whales reside in the Atlantic Ocean off Brazil. By this time of year, the summer of the southern hemisphere, practically all of them have moved south to eat near Antarctica. The fact that this humpback whale was discovered close to the Amazon River mouth, some 4,000 miles from its typical feeding areas, has baffled the scientists who made the find. According to the organization, biologists collected samples for a necropsy and inspected the body over the weekend during low tide in search of clues as to how the whale may have perished. Even though the whale was just half as long as a full-grown humpback, it was too big and too far away to be completely removed. What is still concealed in the immense green embrace of this mysterious wilderness? As the trip into the Amazon depths draws to a close, knowing the complex workings of this diverse ecosystem may one day provide important insights into conservation and the fragile balance of our planet, as the mysteries discovered on this trip have opened new avenues of study.